り持ったレッツメイクロイサムライ怒りを叫べ悲しみを叫べ魂を叫べ今ここで叫べ
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Yokai Delinquents podcast. I am Sean, bearded Kappa Litton.
Jerry Robo Tengu Smith, how you doing this morning? This morning for me, afternoon for you, I guess.
Trying to keep
the
my
time
shit,
zones work.
Trying to keep my shit together, as always. I'm recording with minimal sleep, as always. This is my work changed my schedule up, and yeah. But other than that, doing all right. Gonna be Been. How about you, sir? Are you enjoying yourself in life?
Oh yes, yeah. And thanks to you, I am frigid and cold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as I have a AC unit set up in my apartment now, and also, I can't remember if I discussed this like a week or so ago, but we found out that we apparently had a little porch pirate incident going on. It was kind of funny. One of our home chef meals got taken from our front door, and then a week or so after, we actually had one of our neighbors come up to our door and say that this was looked like it was open and abandoned upstairs, and it was fucking canned air that Steph ordered.
Wow.
So I guess they just didn't want it, and then fuck it, and left it upstairs. So we invested in a Ring, the whole doorbell thing that has a camera with it and everything.
Right.
And I hooked it up and everything, and it was literally came in the next day, because anything like that, or Amazon stuff that you can order, they're so close to us that we get it basically within a few hours.
Yeah.
So I immediately hooked that thing up, and it was working fine, and the camera was fine, but we wanted to let the battery charge, so we charged it overnight, and then I hooked it up the next morning, and it didn't fucking work.
No.
It was so weird, because the doorbell still went off.
Yeah.
And it would tell us whenever it had its sense motion,
right.
But the camera would not do anything. So after an hour of being on the phone with customer service and trying to troubleshoot it, they finally just sent me a new one, and let the new one in. I think Friday. I tried hooking it up, and it would not even fucking connect. I couldn't even get it to work, to come on. And so I was going to contact customer support today, but luckily Steph was messing with it yesterday, and she got it to work. So we finally got it registered. And so now we get notifications every time someone walks past our door. It's kind of creepy, honestly.
Right. This whole time I'm hearing the story, all I could think of was it would be horrible, but the irony would be so delicious of that.
Yeah.
You ordered this Ring to prevent theft from your front door, and they steal that package.
Oh no! See, that was the funny thing, right? So we thought about that when we ordered the first one, and we had it shipped to our friend's house that lives down the street from us. So we got that one in, and it was okay, great. And in the meantime, since that one didn't work, while we were waiting on the replacement, we left it in the door, as just kind of a deterrent, which I'm assuming worked, because when you sent this AC unit, it had to come on the day that we were going to see Black Widow at the exact time that the movie started. So of course we weren't going to be back home. So I think it sat out there for 3 hours. And they didn't even try to conceal what it is with the box. So I was
really?
oh my God, I'm so glad. Yeah. So we were just kind of sitting there, but we, I mean, it was either that or they just didn't want to fuck with it because it was just a huge heavy box. But,
can't subtly grab something probably that size. But yeah,
right,
man, I'm not gonna lie. if I'd known you've been having this much trouble, this is the first time hearing about that, I would have been like, hey,
Yeah.
I sent you this.
Well,
This one's arriving. Stay the fuck home.
yeah.
Black
Yeah,
Widow
well,
could have waited,
so-
Jerry.
Yeah. So the thing about it though is, whenever you ordered it, we didn't know that was an issue at that point.
Oh, it did take a
Yeah.
couple weeks. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But still,
So yeah.
by the day it was coming, you knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Motherfucker. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad it worked out regardless. I'm glad your backward-ass state who thinks, oh, we got seaside breezes. It never gets hot around here. We don't need AC units in our fucking homes.
Well,
And-
I mean, to be fair, it's unprecedented heat. Like people are not used to this. You know, it's a huge issue with just global warming and things heating up in general. Because it never gets over like 100 here. So it's pretty wild. But I am super glad to have an AC, and it is fucking portable and can fit in any window, and I am pretty stoked about that.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, brother,
so
no
much.
problem at all. I was happy to do that for y'all. Because you lived in the South, you know, and
yes.
some of our listeners may not know. The South is just a little. Arkansas is just a little south of Hell's Butthole,
Yeah.
so we get
exactly.
really fucking hot. So
Yeah.
I would not want.
I mean,
to
it's
like
it's
that.
it's right next to Texas, which is the devil's taint. So
It's true. We're right there. We're right in that nice area.
Yeah.
With no shade, surprisingly enough, considering where they are anatomically on Satan.
right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I wanted to kind of use this show to bring up some of our some anime talk. You know, we are currently chilling in the summer season, and much like the spring, where I was like, man, there's just nothing coming out that I'm interested in. A few days and a few conversations with our good buddy Mike Del Vecchio, and I now have 10 anime I'm watching.
Yes.
And some of them are continuations or repeats. You know, My Hero Academia is still going. I'm Standing on a Million Lives started back up again. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that one yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But kicking off very good. I'm already enjoying that. Tokyo Revengers is continuing, and that's, oh my god, it's so good.
I know. Yeah. Oh man, I haven't watched the latest episode as of this recording, but man, the last few episodes are so good.
And it's not slowing down. And I've never read, neither of us have read the manga.
Right.
But I keep seeing the term, and I'm not looking at any spoilers, but they keep saying we're approaching the bloody Halloween arc. I'm like, holy shit, that just sounds amazing.
What is this?
Right.
Uh-huh.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime, started back up, and another solid beginning.
I've not jumped back on that yet.
Yeah.
I figured I'd watch some new stuff first.
Right. Yeah, so those are kind of like what's... Oh, and for me at least, I don't think you ever got into it, was Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2.
Yeah.
A very funny slice of life, fan servicey thing about dragons, and still enjoying it. Still very good. But we got some new shows.
I mean, what are you talking about?
Huh? What? What about what?
I said you're not in a fan servicey anime. What are you talking about?
Never. No, not at all. I'm not a man of culture whatsoever. But fan service can come in many forms. And sometimes it's just glorious animation with a, not going to say necessarily unique, but an interesting premise. And it's one I made sure you had to check out. It was called, I don't know how else to say it. I'm going to say it like D-Side Tromere, the animation.
Tromere, Decide Tromere, the animation. It's apparently based off of a mobile game.
Oh, see, I figured with it being called the animation, I assumed it had to be based on a game. Plus, now, okay, I don't know if we discussed it on the show, but like the cell shading used in anime, sometimes it's used very well. Sometimes it's used as feels like a cheap, we just can't animate or don't want to, especially with COVID. I don't want to start assuming it's being lazy again like I used to. But like, you know, I think Spider took a big hit in animation because of, and started using that a lot. This is cell shaded and it's beautifully cell shaded. The action is fluid. Yes. The characters' designs are unique and creative, and just making use of that medium.
Yeah, it was really well done.
And tell me if you got a feel for, at least in the opening, when we saw like the full team that's eventually going to come together, with the weapon style and kind of the way they were fighting.
Very, very Phantasy Star.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
god, it's so fast. It's Star Online 2. And I was like, okay, I'm in on that. And then it turned into I call it Gantz Light with a lot
Hmm.
less
Hmm.
murder, rape, and fan service
Oh,
so far.
right. Yeah.
Where these people are pulled into battles with these I forget what they call them, but like they're basically monsters that fight in the real
Hmm.
area. They're in Shibuya, I believe, or Shinjuku, and
Hmm.
they have to battle them, and they can awaken their own powers that seem so far, at least by the one episode, is unique to each character. Our main character being trained a kickboxer, so naturally he turns into like a melee fighter with some badass gauntlets.
Hmm.
And like I said, again, it's cell shaded in style, but it's so fucking fluid. It's none of that stiff kind of like okay, cut and paste in just because we don't want to animate the sequence, which is what I
Right.
really don't like when they use that. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
this one. I mean, I'm assuming if you're not a fan of the mobile game, which, like I said, I knew it was had to be based on something. You may look past it, but this is one I would highly recommend. Well, I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, yeah, totally. It kind of has that. Oh man, what was that series that was based after? Oh, Persona. It
Oh,
kind of has a very
yeah.
Persona feel to it.
Okay, I never got
Which you
into
can
that.
see like, yeah. Well, it's kind of like with the normal people and going into like a another world to fight like real battles that will affect the real world if they
Right.
don't, type of thing. Um, so yeah, would definitely like agree with that, that it's like very, very intriguing. You could definitely see the video game elements in it, like 100%. And like all the characters, like the little chosen people or whatever, they're called drops.
Drops. That's right.
That's yeah, it's a pretty nice little pick in there. And I like how all of the weapons are just very unique. You had like, I think the first two people you see, well, like, hold on, I'm forgetting one of them. I know one of them had a sword. I don't remember what the other one
Well, the
was.
first two players you see, one has a giant chain gun. uh,
Well,
or
actually, in his dream, the first
oh yeah,
one,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he there was one with a sword, and I think the other one had like a spear or something. And then
Right,
following that, whenever he's actually in it, there's a girl with a chain gun, and then a kid with ice skates,
right. Which I
and I fucking love that.
which I love them pairing up with him. Even though he's a
Yeah,
kickboxer, his weapons are
yeah.
fist weapons. Him going in with the punches, and then the ice skater coming in with the
Hmm.
kick to take down the big monster, and just
Yeah.
the girl with the chain gun lighting up the monster with support. And again, it felt well. We've been playing Fantasy Star Online 2 recently, and I just got so much vibe from that. I was fucking loving it.
Hmm.
I'm already hooked.
Hmm. Yeah.
So this is what I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to more. Another one I don't think you've checked out yet, although I think you'd enjoy it. It's called Remake Our
Hmm.
Life.
Hmm.
It's about a guy who went into art school. Now, this is an art school that's not just like you may think, teach you to paint, teach you to draw. No, this is like filmmaking, video game programming, all kind of forms of art. And he went into the game field, and through no fault of his own, like every project he got hired onto ends up failing and like
Wow.
canceling. So he's just had no luck. And after the last time he got into a new company, busted his ass, did everything that just it got canceled again. He ends up going back, moving back in with his parents, going to sleep, and he wakes up and eventually figures out he woke up 10 years in the past, where he's going back to art school. So, and
So
then,
this is a race, but more lighthearted with art.
yes, so far no murder. So, but yeah, another erased Tokyo Revengers time jump. But
Hmm.
now he's going back to art school, and I think we're going to find out more. So we've already got one confirmation that one of his favorite artists that he followed in the future is at the school. So he's also
Ah.
realizing now he went to school because this is the same school he originally went to, but now he's doing it again with all the knowledge from his future self. And he's realizing that some of these students go on to be really good, really like successful people. So I think it's going to really tie.
Yeah.
It's just been a nice kind of like artistic. You know me, if it involves
Yeah.
creating manga, creating anything like that, I'm usually very much into those kind of shows. So
Man, I still can't understand why you haven't watched Keep Your Hands Off Ezoken. Like,
no good reason other than like just I guess no one else was really talking about it. And I was focused on the shows I was
yeah,
chatting with my buddies about. I do need to go back and finish it.
Yeah. Oh, Mike and I have definitely brought that one up before.
Y'all may have brought up a moment or two, but this was not a regular, like, because again, chatting with y'all two
Yeah.
push me to go, check stuff out. So
Right.
don't try to
Yeah.
pull that shit,
Oh,
Jared.
you definitely should watch it at some point, though. It is
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's one I need to actually make sure I queue it back up so I can just remember to go look at it. The
Yeah.
next one I want to talk about is didn't grab me right away, but by the end of the first episode, I was 100% invested. Peach Boy Riverside.
Oh yes.
This one,
Yeah.
like immediately drew me in with not immediately. Like at first, I was checking out. It's a good art, good character design, fan service. At first, I ain't gonna lie, grab me first.
Yeah. Character design.
Character
Sean?
design,
Okay.
yes, yeah, huge plots of land. But then we got into the world, and we met like we got our heroine going around. Runs into this rabbit humanoid, Frau. I forget what they call it, like a hare or something they refer to him as. And then you learn about this world where these animal people exist. Humans don't like them. And then I'll give away the first encounter. I don't want to give too much away. And like I said, I'm like, this is cute. This is kind of funny. This is an interesting world. And then the chicken ogre shows up. And like it's a giant chicken with horns. And they're like, this is no regular giant chicken monster. It's an ogre. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then Frau kicks the shit out of it.
Oh yes.
And I'm like, I'm sold. I'm sold on this. The action, the animation's crisp. Plot jokes aside, it is good animation. I like the character designs. I like the art in it.
Yeah.
And then Frau kicked the shit out of the chicken. And I'm like, okay. And then more shit goes down at the end of the episode. And I was really confused by the Peach Boy Riverside title. And without giving away too much of it, it's a reference to the Japanese folktale about the boy found in a giant peach that grows up to kill ogres. So I'm already digging that. So you checked that one out, didn't you? So what would you say?
Yeah.
What do you say on it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It's interesting. I'm waiting for the fucking hook that it's a fucking isekai because everything that's based in a fucking fantasy world nowadays is an isekai, and plus this rabbit person is wearing a schoolgirl uniform.
Totally. Is.
Yeah. So I would be very interested if it's not I don't see it not being one eventually or having that big reveal.
Right.
But they set it up really nicely, and it was kind of this thing where it was sort of like, oh, this is pretty cute. It looks like pretty solid action, and then they hit you at that I think 20-minute marker or 15-minute marker, and it's like, oh dang, all right,
got real. Shit got real.
We are getting into some stuff here, and I just kind of hope I haven't watched the second episode yet, and I remember you and Mike kind of talking about it in our chat, but I was I kind of hope it doesn't turn into one of those that's only intriguing in the last 5 minutes,
Right. Second episode set up some other stuff, but it was still interesting, and you're getting a little world building. You're getting a little bit more about the relationship of ogres and everything else in there. So yeah, it stays solid in the second episode. Like I said, it's one I'll definitely be sticking on so far. A solid opener. Again, I was like, this is it's hitting some points, but not really anything. Then that last 10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and as far as the monsters and stuff, and just I don't know, I guess the beast, I want to call them beast tribe people.
Something
I'm not
like that,
sure,
yeah.
but anyway, the very interesting and intriguing designs all around. It's better than just taking a human and slapping animal features on them.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Frau, the bunny beast person or whatever. Yeah, that's very cute design with minimal facial features and all. Yeah.
I do gotta ask, are you disappointed that her name's not Fran?
Only a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, if it was called Fran, it wouldn't be wearing a schoolgirl outfit. It'd be in a leather thong. Well, I got another one. It's a slice of life, and this one is teetering. I'm 2 episodes in. The concept I give them props for going in a different direction, but I still don't know how long I'll stick
Hmm.
with it. It's called Girlfriend Girlfriend.
Okay.
And all right, so I'm a big fan of many genres of anime. Romantic
Hmm.
comedies, the harem comedy kind of stuff. I've always dug. And
Right.
used to having like the one guy being chased by multiple girls. He can't decide who he wants to be with. It's all the will they, won't they, whole time. It's charming, it's fun, it's always been good. From watching Tokyo Revengers destroy my soul every week. Something lighthearted to
Mhm.
kind of follow
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, for sure.
This one decided to throw all the bullshit out the window, and it's like the dude has a girlfriend. Another girl confesses that she loves him, and like him talking to her, he's like, "Oh my god, I have feelings for her too."
Mhm.
But I don't want to cheat on my girlfriend. But I really feel for this girl too. Let me ask my girlfriend if I can date both of you.
Oh, okay.
They dropped the whole harem thing and just went polyamorous. And
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge. I know there
Yeah.
are real people in this situation, and it's the first I've seen, at least in like at least a major anime tackling the subject, because the girlfriend is not cool with it. But
Mhm.
then she also meets the other girl. It was kind of like, damn it, if I was a boy, I'd date her too. So like, and it's very lighthearted, like it's very funny, but it's also is
Mm.
dealing with that, and they're trying to kind of work their way into like how can we make this work.
Right. Right.
So, and it's not like the two girls are at each other's throats. Like the new one
Yeah.
is trying to make it work because she cares enough about him, but wants him to be happy, and knows that he would
Yeah.
have to have both of them. And like I
It's
said,
not like your
it's
typical rivalry for
yeah,
the male protagonist or whatever. That's cool.
absolutely. It's more of them like, okay, we're trying this out to see if it can work, and we want to try and make it work. And he is just like, because like the first girl is like, "Are you going to do hanky panky with her when I'm not around?" Or whatever. He goes, "No, no, that'd be cheating on you." And so he's like, "It would be both of you at the same time because I wouldn't want to cheat one of you out of the other." And it's not like it doesn't come across like as like dirty. He's just like, "Well, no, I'm dating both. I want you both involved, just for equality." So, like I said, I'll see how long the gimmick keeps me interested. Right now, it's been pretty funny, and just the situation is something I've never seen tackled. So I'm checking it out for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's a unique concept so that'll usually grab me.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
the final one, and you brought up isekai
Hmm.
earlier. This one
Okay.
is an isekai. It's called Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy.
Okay. I did see the title of this one on the list, and it did look pretty intriguing.
Right. Our hero gets grabbed up from the real world by the I forget, he was like the god of life and death or light and dark or something like that. And he's like, "Look,
Hmm.
I'm doing a favor for this goddess from this other world who needs a hero. It turns out your parents are from this world who got sent to Japan. So you already have a connection to the world. So I want to send you there. She needs you to be the hero. She needs you to be she'll grant you powers and be able to survive and help her out." And he's like, "Oh shit, cool, all right, normal kind of isekai setup." But even he was funny
Hmm.
as he's getting pulled up, just he's just yanked up into the sky basically. He's like, "Whoa, whoa! Like if I'm in another world, why wasn't I hit by a truck or a train or something?" This one is very much a comedy, because
Yeah.
when he gets sent to the world, goes to meet the goddess who is like this beaming light, and you can just tell like you can't see her clear, but you can tell she's this gorgeous kind of woman. He comes up
Hmm.
and he goes, she looks at him like, "You're the hero I summoned?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But you're so ugly." "Oh my god, what happened? Your parents were cute." "Oh
That's
no,
hilarious.
no, 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 no! You are getting banished to the outer rim of the world because she thinks he's ugly." And like with the kicker of
Wow.
like, "Do me a favor while you're out there, don't breed with any of the other people with your ugly
Oh
genes."
God.
It's so horrible. And she throws him out.
Uh,
She gives like, "I'll give you one little bit of power, just because I'm
mm,
a kind goddess," and gives him the ability to
mhm,
understand, speak, and comprehend all languages. And
mhm,
then throws him through the a hole in her thing, and sends him plummeting to the earth. And
mhm,
the god that sent him there originally, with his last bit of strength, he stops him stops him midair, high enough to where he'd survive the fall, and explains to him, "You've lived a very tough life in the other world, just your daily struggles. you're going to be a lot stronger here than you would think. Good luck. And lets him just crash, to the earth, where he wanders for a few days with no food, water, running name. He's in like the desolate mountainside. He ends up hearing a girl cry for help. She's being attacked by a two-headed dog, and he runs in and sees that she's actually a pig girl,
Mm-hmm.
which is already like okay. And like, but he's like, I'm gonna help her anyway.
Sure, one.
And he's like, well, this is the first person. She could probably has food for me. I'm going to help. This two-headed dog looks evil as hell, but I'm still going to try and fight it. And he just runs in full gusto, gives it a good flying side, right, common rider kick, and goes right through the dog.
Interesting.
And like, he's like, what the hell? And just guts and blood gush out everywhere. So
Damn.
he's inadvertently very strong, can understand all languages. And it turns out that the pig girl is an orc. And who was, and it takes him back to her village, where like he starts to learn magic. He can pick it up super easy. Like I said, he's actually stronger than they thought he would ever be.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like to kind of throw out like how I compared the other show, Decide, to like Gantz. This would be like Shield Hero without depression.
That's right. Yeah, I just watched the trailer for it where you were talking about it and everything, and from your explanation, that's like the cast out hero or whatever. Yeah. That definitely feels very much like that. And I mean, you gotta love an SAK with like a twist, especially like a comedy series. Yeah. So I will definitely at least check out the first episode, but it sounds intriguing enough that I'll probably stay on it for a little bit.
And once again, I don't want to give it away, but the final moments of the episode, where he gains an ally and how and why had me cracking up. Like it's very funny, very creative too, and so it's another one I would definitely recommend checking out. The last anime I want to watch is not actually on Crunchyroll, and it came out a little while back, but it's one I've watched recently. It's on Netflix. It's called Record of Ragnarok.
Oh, right.
This is the craziest fucking anime I've seen in a long time. Where every 1,000 years, the gods of all mythology and religion get together and decide, is humanity worth keeping around for another 1,000 years? And this year they decided, or this millennium, or whatever 1,000 years is, was like, nah, they fight too much. They're destroying the planet. Fuck them. Humanity's done. Until the Valkyries, led by Broomhilda, were like, no, you don't just get to wipe them out. I want to invoke Ragnarok, which, is the Viking end of the world thing, but in this case, it's a tournament of gods versus the best of mankind in their peak condition, with some power up, and of course this anime level peak condition, as well as Valkyries turn themselves into super weapons for the humans so they can be on par with the gods.
Right. Of course.
So that's the initial setup. Now, here's the thing I will say about it. This is a 12-episode season. There's only 3 fights. So it is the epitome of drawn out.
Yes.
But there's some intriguing, unique ideas. Like the first fight is Thor versus a guy from the... I always call it the era from Dynasty Warriors. I think it's the Battle of the Three Kingdoms. In Chinese history. His name's like Wu Bo or something like that. He was like one of the strongest like generals from that era. That's the first fight. And they give their origins, and of course this exaggerated anime form. Thor, my favorite thing about him is that his battle with the ice giants is literally Attack on Titan.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like the city has giant walls and everything, and they're crawling over it. But Thor, of course, is anime, so Mjolnir's the size of him. And he's got like long red flowing hair, and it's like an epic take on not only the mythology, but also the people. Because like Wu Bo, they show like his training and how he just killed thousands of people. The standout fight, though, and I don't want to give away too much, is the second round. That it's Zeus who takes Shiva's place. Shiva was supposed to be the second fight. Taking on Adam from the Bible, from Adam and Eve. Who?
Oh, wait. I see. So I was looking up images while you were talking about this. He's the naked dude with just
Just
the
a fig
clove
leaf.
like in
Yeah.
front of his
Just a fig leaf over the crotch.
It's so stupid.
Bare naked. And like Zeus is like old, withered old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who admittedly goes Master Roshi a bit and gets bulked up when it's ready to fight.
Right. Of
But you're
course.
and here's like, as far as the battles go, here's I will say what I don't want to say how the fight plays out too much. But
Mhm.
Adam's ability is one of the Valkyries turned into a pair of brass knuckles for him because he's naked. He just
Oh.
fights with his fists.
Cool. All right.
But his enhanced kind of like ability is that he was made in the image of God. He was made in the likeness of God according to the Bible.
Mm.
So but they make that kind of in general, so he can mimic the abilities of gods because he's made within their image. So when Zeus does like a fist of the North Star, a JoJo rapid punch, he records the moves, dodging them, and then gives it right back. So that's how Adam goes toe to toe with Zeus.
Well.
and again, you'll go into like the histories of them, like which is exaggerated forms of what's going on in there. And again, it's like real people, with the Bible and all that. But like Wu Bo, I believe, is a historical character. The third fight is a samurai whose name is escaping me, but I believe he is recorded in history as a real person taking on Poseidon. Now, it's got some funny shit the way that their takes on gods, which you'll appreciate. You'll see some Raven Tengus in the crowd every now and again.
I am amazed that you've gone this long without talking about Aphrodite.
It's about to happen,
honestly.
bro. No, look, Aphrodite is as anime as it gets because, the goddess of love and lust and all that good stuff is, of course, a giant-tittied anime woman who has servants that she sits on as a chair, two of which hands hold up her giant breasts. Hey, fan service aside, that's just creative. You got to give them props. I would have thought of that. It's very
Right.
funny as her reactions to the fights as they go on. But if nothing else, this last fight, because I was watching it and I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's over the top. It's honestly what I watched in dub because it's not exactly a deep story to it.
Mhm.
So I watch it in dub to see, not something you have to give 100% of your attention to, I would say, until the fights really get kicked off. And I was like, okay, that was a solid season. I may watch the second one. This is after the Poseidon Samurai fight wrapped up.
Right. Right.
And I thought it was over. Okay, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Then they give the next fight for the next season.
Mm.
And it's Hercules for the gods. Being a demigod, he still counts. And they even mention he's the best of both worlds. He's the shining light of humanity. Versus Jack the Ripper.
Oh.
The worst of humanity.
Yeah. Fascinating.
And his design is like steampunk Britain. Like, it's very cool looking. And Hercules agreed to fight on his terms, which he made the entire arena turn into that era London. Foggy London.
Oh.
So I'm like,
that's
fuck,
awesome.
I am in. Hercules versus Jack the Ripper. And of course, it'll be, I'm sure a Valkyrie's going to turn to like a scalpel blade or something for him, to cut him up and shit. It's a very fun anime. Nothing you want to take super serious. But it's that tournament anime that's like just over the top and a lot of fun. And like I said, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead. You said it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. The dub, I can say fantastic, but for what we're watching,
Yeah.
it's good enough if you don't want to subtitle it. One of the rare times I think it cusses more in the subtitles than it actually does in English. Because I still got subtitles going on my Netflix anyway. So like I'll see the subs like saying a cuss word, but the dub didn't. Usually it's reversed, but yeah, like I said, it's a very mature one because it's bloody, it's very violent.
Yeah,
and these fights are pretty epic.
Oh no, I can imagine. I do have to take your classic samurai nerd card and sentence you to rewatching the Samurai trilogy with Masashi Miyamoto, but because Sasaki Kojiro is a samurai in that show, and he was the big battle that Masashi had in history where he fought him with the oar.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember the guy's name, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Although you do get to see Musashi is in the crowd cheering him on.
Oh,
Because
nice.
I guess to give a little more sprinkling in, Because they're always like, how is, like, when he shows up, I mean, people, when the humans come to battle, they're in the prime of their youth, their most prime condition.
Yes, of course.
He is not. He's old as shit when
Yeah.
he shows up, because they go into his history of how he challenged so many people and lost frequently. And granted, he
Oh,
learned
yeah.
from all of his losses,
Mhm.
but he died fighting Musashi.
Mhm.
But he continued to train in the afterlife. So he even learned
Nice.
from that battle. And so his peak was after he had died. It was pretty unique. And his fight with Poseidon was fucking beastly. So it's a fun series. Like I said, nothing too deep. If you're a history and mythology buff,
Yeah.
you'll have some fun, as well as great art, super detailed. Like the animation is sometimes, because there's such detailed art, sometimes there's a lot of just still frames for the animation. But once the fights kick off, it's fully animated, no CG,
Yeah. No holds
no cell
barred.
shaded, shortcuts or anything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah,
And I will say, like, yeah, I know we were all kind of on the fence whenever it came to that stuff in the so I'm a spider, so what?
yeah.
So literally after I think that last episode that we talked about, I don't remember if you dropped it before that, but they literally only had one episode left after that, and honestly, it saved that season for me. It
Okay.
was
I'll.
it was pretty good. I'll just say that, like, it was completely focused on the spider, the main character.
Well, and here's my. Well,
So
here. Sorry, let me just kind of chime in, because I know,
No.
like, there were parts where I think you or Mike, or maybe both of you, were like, when it focused on the humans, he just didn't care as much. He
Yeah.
wasn't invested.
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly had
Oh,
no
yeah.
issue with that. But
Oh,
when
yeah.
when you have an entire scene, and again, I
Yeah.
don't know if COVID affected the animation department, so, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but it was just like, when you have an entire scene of the spider just sitting on a tree branch talking to somebody, and they have to use that, the cell shaded, and it's not fluid, it doesn't look near as good as the hand drawn art. I'm like, what the fuck? This is taking me out of it.
Yeah.
And I should probably at least go watch that last episode then, because I dropped it when the war kicked off, when the new hero took on the dude that screwed him over, and it was all cell shading, and while
Yeah.
not super stiff, not super fluid either, and that took me out of that battle. But I was looking forward to their clash, and they used that. And again, it may have been due to COVID. I'm sure the animation took place in 2020, when they were making it. But I don't know, it really killed a lot of momentum for that show. But if there was only one more after that, yeah, I'll go check it out, see if it'll draw me back in for season 2, because I truly enjoyed that show. But as I've said, like, I don't know if it's just because I'm an artist, or art is what grabs me first. When animation sucks, I don't care how good the story is.
Oh yeah. I definitely feel that. There could be some stuff out there that, like, people will rave about, but like, if the animation drops, I will be very sad.
Yeah, and like I said, it may just be me, but and it unfortunately killed a lot of my love of Spider, because I was truly enjoying that series, even with, like, the humans, which I know y'all aren't unique. I've heard other people say the same thing about it. So, yeah. But those are what I'm watching currently. I don't think Spider's gone on for another season or not for this round, but sounds like I got one episode to watch. I'll probably try to get that in before work if I have time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that is it. Yeah, 100%. Though where you left off, where you said you left off, there might be 2 more episodes.
That's fine. That's nothing I can knock out quickly enough.
But it is finished. But yeah, I need to check out some of these shows. I'm very interested. I'm honestly super interested in checking out the next episode of that Peach Boy Riverside.
Yeah,
for sure.
That one's solid.
If nothing else, that.
Like I said, so far with everything that's gone on, at least the second episode, everything I talked about today, I'm definitely sticking with so far. As I mentioned, the only one that's kind of on the fence is Girlfriend, because sometimes an interesting premise can only go so far, and that's by the second episode, I'm still kind of like, there's funny and cute moments about it. So that one's the only one I'm kind of on the fence, and that's 9 other animes so far that I'm 100% invested in, and we still got more shows coming.
Oh yeah,
I know. Our buddy John mentioned something about, like, what was the battle every 5 seconds or something like that. That sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, don't recognize that name honestly, but if he's recommending it, then I would check it out
Yeah.
for sure. Um, in the terms of anime that's been announced recently, that I don't remember if you finished, but I feel like you fucking need to because it was really good, really well animated, and they just announced the second season for it for late this year, early next year, and that's Vinland Saga.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've still
Yeah.
got it queued up on Amazon. So
Mm-hmm.
I watched all. I
Yeah.
went back and I actually just rewatched the entire season because I had gotten so
Yeah.
far, then just fell off of it for whatever reason.
Right.
And I
Right.
just went back and marathoned it, and it's so damn good. I forgot that
Yeah.
there is another one of that, another new season of that coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
It's gorgeous.
yeah. Also, the one I still have to go back and watch again is Into the Abyss because that's getting a second season as well.
Oh yes, yeah. I just went back and rewatched all of that not too long ago, and oh my god, it gets so good.
Yeah,
Just
and
so much.
that was both of those. I think were the ones like we were watching together before you moved, and once you moved, I guess
Hmm.
I just kind of forgot to go back to them
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
broke my heart, Jerry. No, but yeah, I definitely get caught up on that one. I can't wait for Vinland Saga.
yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I know for a fact touching down. Uh,
Well, we also did, and I can't remember if we brought it up. I'm pretty sure we did though, because we were so excited about it. But Chainsaw Man, they
yes.
did a
Oh,
trailer for Chainsaw Man.
dude, Studio Mappa, it does not need to be coming this hard. that
Yeah.
that trailer is fucking gorgeous, and yeah,
Hmm.
that's one I cannot wait for.
Right.
And I believe that's confirmed for Crunchyroll. So
Uh, yeah. I mean, if it's not, I will look high and low for it. I'm ready
right,
to fucking watch that shit.
yeah, super
Uh,
hype for that. Well, I don't know when it's dropping. It may not be until maybe winter. Uh,
mhm.
or later, but I know we do have a new. The next season of JoJo is coming out.
Yes.
Excited for that. I know you've told me quite a bit about Stone Ocean, so I'm really excited to watch
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the second season of Demon Slayer should be coming soon as well. I think it
Yeah,
starts for our end of summer or fall season,
yeah. I
if I'm
think
not
there's going to be an
mistaken.
announcement here in the next couple days. I think they said
Yeah,
the movie
yeah,
Mugen Train dropped on at least on Amazon Prime. I know
yeah.
I bought it, and that was a beautiful movie of a great arc. You know, and it
Oh,
was a good choice to animate for an arc they could the pick because it was the
yeah,
train was a pretty short one, but it was an important
mhm,
one. So I thought that was a very good choice to make it as a movie. I
yeah,
I do hope for people who don't want to pay $15 for the movie, or like if Crunchyroll, I hope Crunchyroll will add it into their streaming service just because it is the next arc after the season one ended. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah. It's a must watch before you delve into season two for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. So like I said, I haven't heard anything if Crunchyroll's going to get it or not. Again, it's on Prime streaming or whatever methods y'all need to go to watch it show. Check it out before season two starts
Yes.
for certain.
Yeah.
Now I know To Your Eternity is continuing. That's
Oh yeah.
one. I forgot to mention that one because I've started reading the manga,
Oh yeah.
and
So you're
I
way past where we all
oh
are,
my
right?
yes, and oh the heartbreak don't stop.
Oh, I imagine so when he comes from like experiences over like different human emotions, but mostly like fucking trauma and loss and
Oh,
stuff like that. I assume that show is going to be heart wrenching. I actually like decided to watch not this episode, but I think the last episode, or maybe it was the one before last. I can't remember. It was the one that was really gut wrenching, and you know exactly which one I'm talking about. But I watched it back to back with that really fucking traumatic episode of Tokyo Revengers,
oh,
and
you
I was
poured
like,
in.
"Holy shit, yeah!" I needed a fucking pick me up. I can't remember what I decided on the. Oh yeah, I was like, I need to turn my brain off and put something on. So I watched Old School and then Role Models right after.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like I said, Tokyo Revengers is as good as we had hoped. Uh, pr- Happy to say that now that we've gone through the first. It's still the same season, but I guess the first half
yeah.
because it was throughout the spring season and it's going to continue through the summer. Yeah, it's as good as we had hoped when we first talked about it here on the show. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Gut wrenching. Yeah, and same with To Your Eternity, and that's not
Mhm.
slowing down in the gut wrenching thing. So, like I said,
Yeah.
shows that are a bit lighthearted, man, yeah, it's recommended if you're gonna watch these to get you some lightheartedness in your life.
Oh yes, yes, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a little ashamed to say, but it took me a little bit to get hooked on Tokyo Revengers, even though it was like the setting and everything, I was really waiting for the character to finally like get up there, and like
Right.
do his thing, because he was just I mean, to be fair, he was handling that situation how any of us probably would have handled that situation. I feel like,
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah, so I am so glad that I've stuck with it. I don't think you or Mike would have accepted me not sticking with it anyway.
Well, I'm not certain you could have stayed on a podcast called the Yokai Delinquents if
That's
you
fair.
were not digging the delinquent anime of the season.
I know, and like we get so few of them. It feels
Yeah.
like I really hope that this like causes some kind of good like outbreak in them wanting to animate more delinquent shows. I
Yeah.
can't even think of like any others that we've had in the past that we've had any kind of chance of watching.
Well, and there's still like I don't think there has been a whole lot of animated ones, but there's a
Right.
bunch of manga out there. And I know we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about the movie adaptation of Crow Zero,
Hmm.
and the movie Drop. Two movies we've
Right.
enjoyed are based on manga that I don't
Yeah.
believe have gotten animated adaptations. So,
Mm.
it's not unheard of that, like, say, not just the time travel aspect, because that's being done over and over, but the
Yeah.
delinquent aspect of that show. I hope it does inspire them, like, well, hey, let's try a Crow Zero adaptation. I'd be
Yeah.
100% down to watch that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If any studio wants to pick up any like delinquent anime stuff, I am here for it for sure.
And if Jerry does not get into any of these upcoming delinquent anime, we will be taking applications in for our new co-host on the Yokai Delinquents. And you're,
I'll have my delinquent card taken away,
I'll need
and
you,
then I'll just leave and start my degenerate podcast instead.
I'll need you to turn in your robotic claw. And
No, what?
oh, yep, we gotta take the hand, bro. You want out this family? It's gonna cost you.
Fair enough.
All right, man. Well, I think that's gonna be about do it for this episode.
Yeah.
Ton of good anime. Again, I'm pretty sure we were saying before the season, we're like, man, there's not a lot. There's not a lot on the radar.
Yeah.
And
Right.
here I am at least with 10 fucking shows I'm watching now.
Yeah, I know how you do. I kind of figured you would find some stuff to watch
You know what?
and some stuff for me to watch.
Right. And, it's because I do look at them, but I don't like dive in super deep, I guess. And the titles don't
Mhm.
always grab me. Peach Boy Riverside.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't care. And I
Yeah,
moved
yeah,
on. But
yeah.
that one turned out to be a lot of fun so far. So
Yeah, and I really like it that you're not one of those people that's like, watch the first 5 minutes, wasn't interested, stopped watching, or something like that. You at least stick with like episode one to see if it garners any kind of like interest or anything like
yeah,
that.
unless I'm just bored senseless at the
Yeah,
beginning. Because there was
yeah,
another isekai, and I couldn't tell you what his name is right now. That I watched about 5 to 10 minutes in, got the idea of the premise. I'm like, does this get? And I fast forward a little bit, like, nope, nah,
uh,
I'm done. I mean, I can't think of the name. I'm see if I can dig it up real quick. But the premise is basically the main hero. Now this dude gets isekai'd hard. I'll give it that. 'Cause
yeah,
that's what kept me in. This motherfucker is on a bus that goes off the road into a fucking subway,
yikes.
or a rail. A rail train. Like, I guess a bus crashes into a train, and he gets
Mhm.
isekai'd that way. Bus kun met train kun. But when he reincarnates into the world, it's not into a new body; it's into an existing person's body, who now has the memories of this person from the normal world. And like the person from our world uh, is like a martial artist. So this kid living in the slums suddenly can like whoop ass easily. He's a young kid. Now I'm probably making it sound more interesting than I actually was watching, but and maybe it'll get better. I got some.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure I'll hear more about it if it picks up. And I'm just, man, why am I not seeing it here on the Crunchyroll list? Uh, my biggest problem was like it showed. I'm assuming it's him growing up, or it's just one of the maybe one of the other characters. It looks like fucking Kirito from Sword Art Online. And I'm just like, oh, this is already looking like a generic isekai. Like beyond the setup, it just looks so generic. Oh, Seirei Gensoki Spirit Chronicles, I believe is that. I believe that's the one. Uh, it may
I've
be
seen that one.
it may be someone else's jam. I don't know. Oh, actually, now that I'm looking at the battle game in 5 seconds is actually live now. I'm gonna add that to queue for later. That's the one John recommended.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was just looking at that and I was going to bring it up after we finished talking about
right.
this stuff, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very strategic type series. So that is definitely up our alley.
Yeah, one of those maybe no game, no life kind of using puzzles and versus
Exactly.
games to achieve your dreams, which could be cool.
Yeah.
But all right, that's the anime season so far. I don't know how many more shows we'll be getting, but yeah, if anything new comes out, we will certainly talk about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, man. I am pretty stoked about all of the stuff that we have to watch.
Oh yes, and you have a lot more catching up to do than I do.
Oh, I know. And it's man, this last week was just so busy because we go over to our friends John and April for Loki, and then we saw Black Widow
Right.
Tuesday night, and then Monday night. Last Monday night, we went and saw the Purge, the newest Purge movie. So last week did not provide me with a lot of time to watch anime. Not to mention, I've jumped back in Final Fantasy 14 to get caught up before the new expansion comes out. Plus, I want to play Paladin and Endwalker, so I've been working on my Paladin glam and trying to level my Paladin up. So I am very excited.
Very nice, very nice. Don't think I'll be joining you on that anytime soon. I'm discovering more the free side of MMOs
Right.
now that I have a gaming PC. I actually,
Yes.
our favorite one to start and stop almost immediately. I'm gonna try and see if I like it better on computer. Is the DC Universe.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it
All
a
right.
try. And
Yeah.
of course, I'm still on Fantasy Star, and I'm currently stuck on Fantasy Star. So one of these nights, I'm gonna grab you to help me with this damn
Yeah,
quest.
yeah. Oh, definitely.
I
Yeah.
I encountered a boss fight, and it's legit, and it's rough.
Oh. Oh. Boss
Yeah.
fight, you say?
Boss fight, like legit,
Yeah.
not just hey, go kill 27 of these things, the dolls. Nope, kill this fucking boss, and he is an asshole.
All right. No, I am definitely down. We need to snag John at some point too and have him fucking play the goddamn game with us.
One day, one day.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that all sounds good.
Right on. And if this show sounded good to y'all, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Y'all know the drill. We'll catch y'all later.
Peace.